Hey guys, it's Chris here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to share with you on why you should be using trekking poles on your trail runs. So I'm in the middle of training for my Easter 110K. My race is going to be about 6 weeks out. And I did a 40-kilometer long run yesterday with about 2,200 meters in elevation gain. And my trekking poles were helping me a lot. They help relieve your legs up to 30 to 40% of your body weight, which is really good. So if you have long days in the mountains, you're gonna feel a lot of pain on your legs. And if you have trekking poles, they just help you a lot. Whether it's on the downhills or on the uphills, it's really good to have trekking poles with you. So I definitely recommend to have trekking poles, especially if you're into running ultra marathons. If you do the shorter races, let's say you do a half marathon on a trail and you have about 1,000 meters in elevation gain, then you could go without trekking poles. A lot of people who race fast don't use them. But if you're into ultra running, you do the 50Ks or 60K or 100K, then I definitely recommend using trekking poles. So why do we use poles? So on the uphills, they just help you with your running economy. So if you run uphill, you use poles. They can help you with running uphill, and you can run uphill faster without using as much energy as you would without them. And on the downhills, they're really good because they'll just relieve you of some weight. When you run the downhills, you can use the poles. There are certain techniques you can use, and you won't beat up your legs too much if you run slow on the downhills. So obviously if you run faster on the downhills, you won't use your poles, but you have technical downhills and it's the end of a long run, they help you a lot. Yeah. So that's why you should use trekking poles. I really recommend them. So you have different types of trekking poles. What trekking poles should you use? So I have the trekking poles from Leaky. The Leaky trekking poles here, which I have pretty good ones. They're pretty expensive, but they're the Ultra Trail Leaky trails. I think they're called super light. They're really good. They weigh almost nothing. And when you buy these poles, they have a certain length. So you have to watch out on that because everybody is going to have a different size, and you have to see what fits for you, what size fits for you, what's best. So with trekking poles on the mountains, if you do ultra trail running, there will be a little bit longer than, let's say, you would use for Nordic walking. So they're a little bit longer so you can get the most out of your verticals, or on the downhills they'll help you a little bit more. These are the Lecky Ultra Trail, one size, made of carbon. Really good. These poles come with gloves, so you'll actually use these poles with the gloves. You'll have a small hook here. You hook them into the pole, and then you're going to be able to push down and gain some energy from your arms without using your muscles from your hand too much. So yeah, different types of poles. You also have poles that are from let's say Comperdel. These poles are Austrian. Comperdel is an Austrian company, and these are regular hiking poles. They're adjustable. So these hiking poles are adjustable. They're one size. You can adjust them to your certain size, but they weigh a little bit more, because there's more material, obviously. So you'll sacrifice on weight a little bit. But yeah, regular hiking poles work fine as well. You can adjust them to your height, and these do not come with gloves. You will use the loop here. You'll put your hand through, and that's how you'll gain your energy return there. So yeah, depends on what trekking poles you want to invest in. I definitely recommend some good quality trekking poles. I've had trekking poles that were a little bit cheaper before. They broke on me. But if you get any brand from, let's say, Leaky, Salomon has some good poles as well, or Comperdel, you should be good to go. They should last you a long time. So yeah, trekking poles, you have different techniques on using poles. I can show you some basic techniques. You can find a lot of videos on the techniques for the trekking poles on YouTube, but I can show you some basic techniques right now. Okay guys, so here I'm going to show you some techniques that I use. What I usually like to do is I use both poles. I take about 3 steps, and then I push both poles down with both my hands and use the force to push myself uphill. What I also do is I like to alternate between poles. Usually you should alternate for every step you take, but I just do it on my own rhythm. I usually find this technique a little bit harder, but what's important is you need to do what's comfortable for you. So yeah, so usually I do both poles at the same time. When I go downhill, I rarely use poles because I like to go downhill a little bit faster. On the downhills, when they're a little bit more technical, I do use some poles, you know, if it's the end of a long run or so, and I want to save my joints a little bit. They help me on technical terrain. So yeah, so you can see my techniques here. They work pretty good. Just try them out and you'll see what works best for you. And most important part is to get comfortable with them, because, you know, if you're at a race or you have a long day on the trails, that's going to be the most important, is to be confident and work well with your equipment. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you use hiking poles on your trail runs, or you do rather flatter races where you don't really need poles? I definitely use them because I'm a lot in the mountains, and I definitely find them very useful. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.